Well, we all love to take our Tesla Model 3s on road trips. They're great for those long trips, but the problem is people are messy. In this video, I'm going to show you some of my favorite cleaning products. Well, I went on a weekend road trip with my family, and it did involve a trip to the coast, which means sand. You go on the beach, you're going to bring sand into the car. You've got fingerprints on the center console. We all know that that is the fingerprint magnet on the center armrest. You can see fingerprints, you can see dirt on the seat, and of course we all know kids, they can be very messy. So we got all the sand in the back here. We got popcorn. I can't believe I allowed popcorn. You've got the center console in the back where you can put your drinks. But also, my kid likes to take his drinks and then put them in the side here so you can see a bit of a sticky mess from his beverage there over the weekend. So we're going to take a look at some of the products that I'm going to use. And really, it's quite simple. There aren't a lot of products that I use. So let's take a look at those. Well, aside from the vacuuming, which is something everybody does, and they have their own way of doing that, we're going to kind of go into these mats a little bit later. But one of the main things that I use for the interior of the car is actually one main thing that I use, and it's this right here. Now, this is no plug for them. I'm not getting any kind of residuals for this. This is just based off of my research and something that I found that I use and that I like. All right, and it's called Car Guys Professional Detailing. There are many other brands out there that probably work just as well, maybe in some cases even better. I have yet to try them, but this one is the Premium Super Cleaner. And it's really great because you can use it for pretty much everything inside your car, which includes the dash, the steering wheel, the side door here, some of the panels here, the seats. It's great for the seats. I've been able to clean those pretty well on top of that. And it has a really great scent to it as well. So again, that's the overall cleaning. You know, there used to be a day where you'd have something separate for the steering wheel. You'd have something for the leather seats, which as we all know, these are vegan seats, but you get the idea. You had to use something different for the side of the door and then something different for the dash. So you had all these different cleaning products. So it's great that these companies have come out for that one universal product that works great for pretty much everything inside the car. And again, that's what I found with this product right here. So I just use a nice microfiber cloth, and it tends to work out great. Now, again, it cleans most everything inside, right? The screen is something different. And there's actually a product on eBay that I found that works beautifully. In fact, it works so well that I'm now using it for pretty much all of my electronic screens, including my laptop, even my TV. It works great. And it's called eScreen, has a no streak to it, and it's great. It also comes with these microfiber cloths as well. So this is a great product to use for the screen itself. And another thing I've actually tried is using this on the center console. Also works beautifully on that. We all know that that is a fingerprint magnet, right? So you do everything you can to try to get rid of those. So it works great on that as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this. I showed you that before. I'm also gonna talk a little bit more about these mats here in a second. So there they are, the three mats. The one in the back, you can see up front there, and of course the two front ones. And as you can see, I mean, I shook them off, got most of the sand out, but there's still some dirt that's in there. So yeah, a quick fix on that would just be take a hose to it and really kind of clean it off. I'm gonna give them a nice fresh look. Now, if we take a look inside the car, you know, there's still some dirt in there you're gonna have to vacuum out, but I mean, the good thing is the vacuum job won't be all that difficult because most of the dirt was put on those mats. So we'll kind of vacuum out the seats a little bit, and then we'll go into actually detailing and washing off the seats and everything else inside the car. want to show you what I use to clean the screen. And before you do that, you want to, of course, put this in screen mode. So you go into car settings and you hit display, and from there you go to screen clean mode. Of course, that'll allow you to kind of go in there. Now look at that. Look at all those fingerprints that are on there. It gets absolutely disgusting. And of course, we all know that the center console too is a bit of a magnet for fingerprints as well. So I've used this for both. So I'm going to go ahead and get the tripod set up so you can see me cleaning it, and then we'll do a little after to show you how clean it gets. All right, so I've got the microfiber cloth that came with the cleaning solution. Okay, so I've got the microfiber cloth that I've got with the that came with the cleaning solution, and I'm going to go ahead and just spray the screen. Kind of a no drip too, which is kind of neat. So let's go ahead and give this a clean, and just kind of get all everything off that we can. Looking good. I'm going to go ahead and take the other side here and just kind of give it one last little run through here. And there you have it. I mean, that's about as clean as it came with the car. So absolutely, I mean, you can tell a big difference here. So let me go ahead and see if we can give a better perspective here. Let me take it off of double time. There you go. So you can kind of see a big difference between before I cleaned it to after I cleaned it. So very simple, very easy, no streaks, all that good stuff. Now let me go ahead and clean the center console. Let's get the tripod set up for that. All right, same story here. I'm going to go ahead and get all the dust off first, because this thing's not only a fingerprint magnet, but it's also a big dust magnet. So try to get some of the dust off first. So I'm going to go ahead and just give it a good spray here. Just a couple of quick sprays. Good. We'll go ahead and use the same one. And just give it a quick rub down here. And again, I think there's other cleaners you can use for the center console, but I found that this screen cleaner tends to work pretty well for the center console. And I mean, it's got so much dust on it. I mean, just cleaning it now, I'm already seeing dust particles get all over it. So it doesn't take long, but at least it's shiny. It doesn't have any fingerprints on it. Kind of get to the drier section here. One last little quick rub with the dry side of the cloth. And we'll go ahead and you can see how much better it looks. Kind of see nice and shiny, again, like a brand new car. Not going to take long before you get fingerprints on it and the dust gets all over it, but you get the idea. Just the screen and that center console, this stuff works great. And here's the cool thing. Of course, I'm going to get it out of press and hold, get out of cleaning mode here. I'm going to go ahead and open the glove box. And what's great about this stuff is they actually, in the packaging, give you these little smaller bottles. So I put them in my glove box with a couple of microfiber towels, and so if I'm ever on the road or wherever I am, I can always clean that screen very easily. So nice and convenient there. All right, so here we are looking at the after product. I've already cleaned everything. You got the mats back in there. And one of the things you'll notice, I just sprayed them down with water. So you have to really kind of get in there with a brush in between those little honeycombs to get all of the dirt off, but we don't have any grit or any sand in there anymore. And they certainly look a lot better than they did before I took them out. The seats are nice and clean. Of course, you saw how clean the screen and the center console got. The seat that my wife uses looks nice and clean as well. And of course, the all-important back seat where the kids go and where it tends to get the messiest. All the popcorn that they had back there is gone, but you can see just how clean it gets, looking pretty good. And of course, we don't have smell-o-vision here, but it smells nice and fresh too. So it has a nice fresh scent to it. So you can see the side panels. I got, of course, where we get all those little skid marks from their feet getting in and out of the car, cleaned up very nicely. And again, you can still see a little bit of dirt in some of those honeycombs, but unless you really want to get in there and get a little brush or something, clean them out. So You know, eventually you're going to want to do that because it's going to start looking pretty bad. But for the most part, pretty happy with those Tough Pro mats. About $85 for the front and back. And I plan on getting the trunk and the front a little bit later. So that, again, is the finished product. And really, this is just all about opinion. I mean, do you really want to watch me wash my car, what I do? I mean, everybody has their own way of doing things. But, you know, we all certainly are looking for different products out there. And I found that the one that I showed you earlier tends to work best for me. There are other products out there that others have used that work just as well. So there you have it. We took a look at what it takes to kind of clean the inside. And vacuuming, you know, one of the things I will say that since I've never had a car that I wanted to keep this clean before, so I've never had the all-weather mats, it's really nice because it makes that cleaning process, the vacuuming process, a lot easier. And then you just spray down those mats. So I highly recommend it. Again, it's $85, but you're going to pay a lot more than that for the Tesla ones. And there are others out there that are a lot more expensive. So this is a really good mid-range mat for the price. So in conclusion, everybody has a way that they wash the interior of their car. Some people use one product. Some people use 2, 3, 4, 5 different products to wash the different parts of their car. I've found that it's easiest to find a good overall product that cleans everything. So I just used the two. One for the screen and the center console. It is by far the best computer screen cleaner I have ever found. And again, I told you about that convenient little spray bottle that I put in the glove box so I can always clean the screen whenever I'm on the go. But I also have another product that I use to clean everything else outside of the screen and the center console. So the other question is, what about the exterior of the car? I was actually going to do that today, but it's raining, so I may hold off until later this afternoon or in the next day or so once things begin to clear out a bit. But there are a few things that I use that are a little unconventional or they've become more and more popular over the years, and that's the foam cannon. And I've also got some great bug spray that I've found that I use to wash up all the bugs in the front of the car. So if you're interested in that video, stay tuned for that. And if you found the information in this video to be useful or any other video that I've made, be sure to subscribe to the channel or like this video in general. But until the next video, stay safe.